Can you really pack your bags and move to paradise without draining your bank account? Absolutely. In 2025, hidden gem cities across the US are quietly becoming havens for dreamers, remote workers, creatives, and anyone tired of sky-high rent and endless traffic. We're talking about places where your dollar stretches further, your quality of life shoots up, and your daily grind might just turn into something you actually enjoy. If you've ever fantasized about starting fresh somewhere beautiful, affordable, and full of surprises, this list is for you. And trust me, the city at number 1? You won't believe it until you see it. Lexington, Kentucky. Horse farms, bourbon, and rolling green hills. Lexington might sound like a southern cliché, but this city is anything but sleepy. In 2025, it's one of the most unexpectedly cool places to call home. Why? Because it's hitting that sweet spot between affordability, culture, and a seriously upgraded lifestyle. Plus, let's be honest, living in a city where your neighbors might be million-dollar racehorses? Kind of iconic. Lexington's economy is surprisingly diverse. Sure, the equine industry is big. We're talking $4 billion big. But healthcare, manufacturing, and higher education all hold strong here. With the University of Kentucky at the center, innovation and youthful energy pulse through the city. Median income lands around $61,000, and unemployment is a modest 3.5%. It's steady, safe, and packed with potential. Now let's talk money. The average home here costs just under $300,000, and that can get you space, a yard, maybe even a porch swing. Renting? A solid one-bedroom downtown will run you around $100. Combine that with Kentucky's low property taxes and relatively cheap utilities, and suddenly you're living comfortably and saving for that bourbon collection. But Lexington's appeal goes way beyond finances. It's a city that feels good. Locals are friendly in that actually mean it way. The food scene? Unbelievable. From hot chicken to farm-to-table brunches, it punches way above its weight. And if you need to breathe, drive 20 minutes in any direction and you'll hit postcard-worthy countryside or a distillery tour. Yes, it gets humid. Yes, you might hear y'all more than you're used to. But that's part of the charm. Lexington is where Southern comfort meets smart living. And in 2025, it just might be your next best move. Beaufort, South Carolina. Tucked between Charleston and Savannah like a secret whispered on the Atlantic breeze, Beaufort is pure Southern charm bottled up in a postcard. Spanish moss drips from massive live oaks. Antebellum mansions line sleepy streets. The salty scent of marshlands floats through the air. It's like walking into a Nicholas Sparks novel, only this one has surprisingly reasonable property taxes. But don't let the slow pace fool you. This place has depth. The local economy thrives on healthcare, education, and tourism, with the nearby Marine Corps Air Station giving a steady employment backbone. Median household income? Around $60,000, and unemployment? A modest 3.4%. Not bad for a town that looks like it's stuck in a dream. Now let's talk real estate. The average home price? Just under $350,000. And yes, that's waterfront potential we're talking about. Rent for a one-bedroom? Around $1,400. You might think, wait, that's pricey. But consider this. You're getting coastal living, mild winters, and sunsets that feel like therapy. Suddenly, it's a steal. Beaufort is more than a pretty face. It's a haven for artists and history lovers, with galleries tucked into century-old buildings and food that'll make you want to throw your diet in the trash. Ever had shrimp and grits on a creaky dock at sunset? That's Beaufort. The city hosts film festivals, jazz nights, and even a watermelon parade. Yes, it's a thing. Of course, small-town life isn't for everyone. Fewer nightclubs, less hustle, more stillness. But maybe that's exactly what you need. If you're craving a peaceful coastal life with soul, not noise, Beaufort is calling. Sure, it's not New York. But if you're into charm over chaos, oysters over office hours, and community over commuting, this little South Carolina gem might just be your forever place. Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you think Tennessee begins and ends with Nashville's neon lights, Chattanooga is about to blow your mind. This mid-sized marvel is like the cool indie film of southern cities. Underrated, full of character, and with a plot twist you didn't see coming. Mountains? Check. Riverfront beauty? Double check. And get this, it was the first U.S. city to offer gig-speed internet citywide. That's right, Chattanooga was tech before it was trendy. Let's start with the economy. Thanks to major players like Volkswagen and Blue Cross Blue Shield, plus a flourishing startup scene, the job market here is impressively diverse. Whether you're into manufacturing, tech, or creative gigs, there's room to grow. Median income floats around $55,000, with unemployment chilling near 3.4%. And if you're working remotely, that lightning-fast fiber internet is basically a productivity cheat code. Now for the budget breakdown. Average home prices sit just under $300,000, and you can rent a one-bedroom for around $100. Utilities and groceries are refreshingly affordable, and Tennessee's no state income tax policy sweetens the deal. Want to live well without going broke? Chattanooga's got your back. But here's where it gets magical: the lifestyle. Nestled between the Appalachian Mountains and the Tennessee River, this place is an outdoor playground. You've got rock climbing, paddleboarding, hiking trails that start 5 minutes from downtown, all with panoramic views. The city is bursting with murals, live music, and craft beer haunts that make every Friday night feel like a festival. Sure, summers can get muggy, and you will need bug spray. But for a city that offers urban energy, small-town charm, and front-row seats to nature's greatest hits, Chattanooga isn't just a hidden gem. It's a polished one, and it's waiting for someone just like you. Grand Rapids, Michigan. What do you get when you mix Midwest friendliness, riverside beauty, a booming job market, and one of the best craft beer scenes in the country? Grand Rapids, baby. This Michigan gem is the kind of place that sneaks up on you. Not flashy, not loud, but suddenly you're touring art museums on a Tuesday and wondering why you ever thought Chicago was the only option. Let's start with the basics: jobs. Grand Rapids is on a serious upswing, with a diversified economy rooted in healthcare, manufacturing, and a growing tech sector. Spectrum Health and Steelcase are major players, but small businesses are thriving too. Median household income hovers around $62,000, and unemployment is hanging low at about 3%. Translation? You won't be struggling to keep the lights on here, and speaking of lights, you'll actually have space to enjoy them. The average home price is about $290,000, yes, really, and rentals for a one-bedroom hover around $100. Utilities and groceries sit well below national averages, which means more money for what matters, like that Friday night brewery crawl or Sunday brunch in Easttown. This city doesn't skimp on lifestyle either. With over 80 breweries, miles of biking trails, and the jaw-dropping Art Prize Festival every year, Grand Rapids knows how to keep life interesting. You're also just 30 minutes from the beaches of Lake Michigan. Sandy toes and sunset swims, no plane ticket required. Sure, the winters are no joke, think snow angels and serious coat game, but the rest of the year? Gorgeous. And hey, nothing makes a summer beer garden feel sweeter than surviving a few blizzards. So if you want big city perks without the big city pressure, Grand Rapids is calling. And it's bringing the good vibes with it. Bend, Oregon. Ever wanted to live in a place where you can ski in the morning, kayak in the afternoon, and sip a locally brewed IPA by nightfall, all without leaving town? Welcome to Bend, Oregon. This high desert hideaway is like a nature lover's fever dream wrapped in mountain views and pine-scented air. But don't let the laid-back vibe fool you. Bend is growing fast, and for good reason. First, let's talk jobs. While tourism and outdoor recreation are the bread and butter here, Bend's also becoming a hotspot for remote workers, entrepreneurs, and small tech startups. The city's embracing its mini Silicon Forest status, and that's driving opportunity. Median household income, around $78,000. Unemployment, holding steady near 3.3%. That means you can chase your mountain dreams without sacrificing your paycheck. And yes, it's not the cheapest hidden gem, but it's still a deal compared to the West Coast monsters. Average home price, about $545,000. That's a bit steeper, sure, but a one-bedroom apartment rents for around $1,500, and many places come with mountain views baked in. Plus, Oregon has no state sales tax, so go ahead. Buy that fancy espresso machine guilt-free. What really seals the deal is the lifestyle. The Deschutes River snakes right through town. Mint Bachelor is just a 30-minute drive away. There are over 300 days of sunshine a year. No, seriously. And the city's overflowing with hiking trails, dog parks, art galleries, and some of the best breweries in the country. And yes, everyone has a Subaru and a mountain bike. Sure, the secret's getting out, and housing prices reflect that. But if you're the kind of person who dreams big and breathes better at higher elevations, Bend offers a lifestyle you can't put a price on. So if the mountains are calling, and you actually want to answer, Bend might be your forever adventure base. Fayetteville, Arkansas. Wait, Arkansas? Yep. And before you roll your eyes, listen up. Fayetteville isn't just a dot on the map. It's one of the fastest-growing, most unexpectedly cool cities in the South. Picture a college town with mountain views, indie coffee shops, buzzing farmers markets, and a community that feels more Portland than Prairie. It's weird, it's welcoming, and it's way more fun than you think. At the heart of it all is the University of Arkansas, which keeps the city young, smart, and full of energy. The job market? Surprisingly robust. Education, tech startups, and healthcare lead the charge, with Walmart's corporate HQ just up the road in Bentonville. Median household income? About $58,000. And the unemployment rate is holding steady at a chill 2.6%. Not too shabby for a city nestled in the Ozarks. Now for the wallet check. The average home price in Fayetteville is around $320,000. A one-bedroom rental, just under $200. And we're talking leafy neighborhoods, safe streets, and homes that actually have yards. Your dollar goes a long way here, and you don't have to sacrifice quality of life. Speaking of which, Fayetteville is an outdoor lover's playground. You've got trails, lakes, and enough green space to make your lungs feel brand new. Plus, the city is super bike-friendly. Want culture? There's live music, art walks, and a food scene that's punching way above its weight. Ever had smoked duck tacos with a local IPA? Welcome to Fayetteville. Sure, it's not a giant metropolis, but that's the point. Less traffic, less stress, more living. So if you're looking for that sweet spot between affordability, nature, and a touch of the unexpected, Fayetteville might just be your happy place. Bozeman, Montana. Picture this: a small mountain town where adventure is woven into the fabric of daily life, where the air is crisp, the skies are endlessly blue, and the locals are just as friendly as the landscapes are jaw-dropping. Welcome to Bozeman, Montana. This is the kind of place where you can work in tech or healthcare by day, and by evening, you're gearing up for a ski session or a weekend camping trip in one of the most pristine wilderness areas in the country. First, let's talk about jobs. Bozeman's economy is growing rapidly, thanks in large part to the booming tech scene, which includes everything from software companies to outdoor product manufacturers. With a median income of around $60,000 and an impressively low unemployment rate of 2.7%, it's clear that Bozeman is proving to be an up-and-coming hub for young professionals looking for both work and adventure. Now, the cost of living. Compared to some of the mountain towns out west, Bozeman is surprisingly affordable. While housing prices have been rising, the average home price is still around $550,000. Rental prices can range from $1,500 to $2,000 for a one-bedroom, depending on location. That might sound steep, but it's still lower than many other mountain towns. Plus, the natural beauty surrounding you, think Yellowstone National Park just an hour's drive away, makes it feel more than worth it. What really sets Bozeman apart is the lifestyle. It's a paradise for outdoor enthusiasts. Skiing, snowboarding, hiking, fly fishing, mountain biking, you name it. And it's not just for the outdoorsy types. Bozeman also boasts a surprisingly vibrant cultural scene, with a great mix of live music, local art galleries, and a food scene that's as innovative as it is delicious. Local breweries, plenty. Epic sunsets over the mountains. Every single night. It does get cold, and winters can be long, but if you're someone who craves nature, outdoor adventure, and a tight-knit community, Bozeman offers a quality of life that's hard to beat. So, if you want to wake up to a mountain view every day, Bozeman might just be the place where your next chapter begins. Boise, Idaho. Ever thought Idaho was just potatoes and wide-open nothingness? Think again. Boise is quietly becoming one of the coolest small cities in America. And no, that's not an overstatement. Tucked against the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, this place blends nature, tech, and a laid-back vibe that feels like a deep exhale after years of urban chaos. Imagine hiking before breakfast, biking to work, and sipping craft beer by the river as the sun sets. That's Boise living. Now let's talk business. Boise's economy is on fire, thanks to a booming tech scene, solid healthcare sector, and a growing number of startups. Companies like Micron and HP have deep roots here, and remote workers are swarming in like bees to honey. The median household income, around $70,000. Unemployment, a low 2.9%. This city works hard, but it plays even harder. Cost of living, still shockingly reasonable. Average home price, around $425,000. Yes, it's creeping up, but still a bargain compared to the West Coast. A one-bedroom apartment rents for roughly $1,300. And groceries, utilities, gas, all fall below the national average. Translation? You can actually live here, not just survive. Boise has heart too. It's a city where strangers wave, baristas remember your name, and downtown farmers markets feel like block parties. The Boise River Greenbelt offers 25 miles of biking bliss. And the food scene? From Basque tapas to locally roasted coffee, it's quietly world-class. Sure, winters can get chilly and housing is getting hotter. But if you want crisp mountain air, a supportive community, and a place that still feels real, Boise's your spot. So no, it's not just potatoes, it's a whole lifestyle, and it's waiting for you. Asheville, North Carolina. You've probably heard of Asheville before, but have you really seen it? In 2025, this city is no longer a hidden gem. It's practically the crown jewel of the Appalachian Mountains. Whether you're a creative soul, a foodie, or someone who's just looking to live in a place that feels like a hug from nature itself, Asheville is calling your name. And trust us, you'll want to answer. First, the basics. Asheville has managed to attract a unique blend of tech innovators, artists, and outdoor enthusiasts, making it one of the most interesting small cities in America. The economy is flourishing with sectors like healthcare, tech, and tourism making waves. The median household income here is about $57,000, and the unemployment rate sits low at 3.4%. It's a city where work, passion, and play can exist in perfect harmony, and where you can still afford a pretty great life. Speaking of affordability, Asheville isn't dirt cheap, but it's surprisingly doable given its reputation. The average home price is around $430,000, and while that's on the higher end for this list, rent is manageable, with one-bedroom apartments typically going for about $1,300. Add in the lower-than-average taxes in North Carolina, and suddenly you're living in a place that feels both luxurious and grounded. And if you think Asheville's charm stops at its prices, think again. This place is an outdoor playground with hiking, rafting, and mountain biking just outside your door. The Blue Ridge Parkway? A quick drive away, offering some of the most scenic views in the country. Plus, Asheville's craft beer scene is legendary. Over 30 breweries and counting, each one serving up the creativity and spirit of the city itself. The food scene? Just as vibrant, from innovative Southern cuisine to farm-to-table perfection. Sure, the winters can be a little chilly and the cost of living is rising, but it's still much more affordable than cities like Denver or San Francisco. If you're into artsy vibes, incredible nature, and a community that feels like family, Asheville should be at the top of your list. Asheville isn't just a place to live, it's a lifestyle, a vibe, and a new way of seeing the world. Ready to call it home? Greenville, South Carolina. Think small southern town, and your brain probably goes to rocking chairs, sweet tea, and maybe a sleepy pace of life. But Greenville is here to shatter that stereotype. This place is electric. Imagine a downtown so charming it feels like a movie set, but with real people, real energy, and a waterfall. Yes, an actual waterfall, cascading right through the heart of it. Sounds fake? It's very real, and very worth a look. Greenville is one of those cities that figured it out early. Instead of sprawl and chaos, they built a walkable, vibrant downtown with art galleries, chef-owned restaurants, rooftop bars, and boutiques that actually get style. And the economy? thriving. Major employers like BMW, Michelin, and GE Energy have laid down roots here, making manufacturing and tech the local bread and butter. Median household income is around $65,000, and unemployment? A cool 3.2%. Worried about affordability? Don't be. The average home goes for about $330,000, and a cozy one-bedroom rents for roughly $300. Add in South Carolina's lower taxes and cost of living, and suddenly your paycheck feels a whole lot more powerful. That's what we like to call Southern efficiency. But Greenville's not just about economics. It's about experience. From the 20-mile swamp rabbit trail, perfect for biking, running, or just thinking big thoughts, to weekly outdoor concerts and foodie festivals, life here moves with rhythm. And when the Blue Ridge Mountains are practically in your backyard, weekend adventures are kind of mandatory. Sure, it gets humid. Sure, you might sweat through a shirt or two in July. But that's a small price to pay for a city this full of heart, flavor, and momentum. So if you're craving that magical combo of nature, culture, and a life that feels balanced, Greenville is your golden ticket.